May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and as a part of that, Max has been checking in with Adrienne Desutter about ways we can better stay on top of our own mental health.
Well, as it turns out, Mike, planting time falls right smack dab on top of Mother's Day. Both can be stressful when they are combined. It can add to the stress load. It's something we talked about with counselor and farm mom Adrienne Desutter.
When I joined the world of agriculture about 10 years ago, when I met my husband, my now husband, he kind of said, now fair warning, Mother's Day is not going to be the same for you. We're not going to be able to celebrate the same way that you're used to probably, because we're probably going to have to be in the fields. And I know that our family is not unique in that. But for us, we've been able to find ways to make it work for us. I think that's really important when it comes to families, is to communicate what's important to you. For me, it's not important that he's home all day, that we have a big celebration. Now, is it important that he makes sure to say Happy Mother's Day, or that he's, taking the time with the kids at some point to make a card or something like that? Those are what's really important to me. So I think that's a big part of family farming, is just making sure we're communicating what's important to each of us and working together.
Sometimes there are those struggles within the family business of just communicating. Let me give you an example. I've had some farm women over the years share with me, I really struggle in communicating with my in-laws. And that can really come up anytime, I guess, can't it?
Absolutely. And I am very fortunate to have wonderful in-laws myself, and knowing that, that they understand farming. They're helping me learn how to understand farming. And I think my husband is lucky that, even though my parents aren't involved in agriculture, they appreciate it and respect it. And I think part of that is because we have, again, communicated, this is how things are going to go when you're a farm family. Is this okay with you? Or what is important to you? I think the key to communication isn't telling people what to do or telling people what's right, but communication is a two-way street where we can have discussions together and come up with compromises and just share a little bit more of what's on our mind.
Is it necessary sometimes to bring in, for want of a better term, a mediator, maybe a trusted clergyman, the pastor, to say, what, we need some outside help here to help us work through this rough spot?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know that that's kind of an up-and-coming new thing, that's becoming more common for farm families to have a mediator, because again, you're all invested in the farm, and it's really hard. I know the younger generation, again, who wants to do it one way, who wants to see things grow, is up against, an older generation who has spent a lot of time doing things the way that they have done, and it's been successful. And so they have just very different perspectives sometimes on how things should progress on the farm. And having a mediator or a clergyman, or even I've heard of people having some family members who are not involved in the farm, but just have a concern and a care for the progress of the farm, to just be in and just share these things. So they're not, again, telling you what to do, but a mediator is someone who can say, here's what I'm hearing this person say. I'm going to say it in a different way so that you can hear it a little bit differently, or I'm going to say it in a less frustrated way, or a more clear way so that you can really hear what's behind that. I think mediating it's a little bit like counseling, which again, I have that background in counseling. So for me, it's a really important tool that we can apply in any areas of our life.
I think the important takeaway there from Adrienne, Mike, is that it is a manageable situation. There is help you can get to give you some assistance in managing these family stresses. We look forward to Adrienne's counsel again the next 3 weekends here during Mental Health Awareness Month.
Thank you, Max. Thank you, Adrienne. It's always good to be reminded of the importance of communication to managing your mental health, and we'll have more tips later on this month when Adrienne returns.